super high right now from the win. So
Well, that's what I like to hear,
yeah.
especially after, I mean, you just had a major fight Saturday, correct?
Yes. It was pretty
Okay.
intense, all 4 rounds. And I thought it was gonna be a draw. It was really, really close. It was good. It was a good fight. Toe to toe the whole time.
Wow. So, how was it mentally going into this fight for you?
I just was trying to maintain my focus. I wanted to stay super like focused on what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to maintain like a good stance, work on my jab because there was certain things that were like slacking in my other fights, and so I just wanted to work on those main things that I was really, really focused on for my whole camp.
Wow. So, let me ask you, like, is there a certain diet that you have that you
Yeah,
follow before fighting, and how is that? What do you eat?
I actually did have to follow a little bit of a diet. I usually eat like salad most days and a lot of veggies, roasted veggies, some good Greek yogurts, and dairy is good. I like to drink protein shakes and um, I mean, so like I really would just make sure I ate 3 times a day and drank a lot of water. So that way when I did have to cut my water weight, it wasn't like super dehydrating because sometimes if you don't drink enough water, you can get like dehydrated when you have to cut those last few pounds. But
Wow.
yeah, so I usually diet for like 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks to get to that lower weight. It's a little bit lower, but it's the weight I prefer to fight at because I'm really short. And so, sorry, my son's a little loud.
No, no, this
But
how tall are you?
I'm 5 foot. Me and Jiffy are like the same size.
Oh,
Uh,
that okay, yeah, that's sure. But you have a great physique.
Thank you.
You
Thank
really
you.
do. I was looking like, oh, she cut up. Like you cut up. So
I do work out a lot. I go to the gym every day and I run
hmm.
at least 4 times a week. So I do my best.
Wow. So do you like when you're I know you're prepared mentally for a fight. When you do that, do you also kind of research your opponent and see
Um,
like their style and
I try to, but sometimes it's hard to focus on what you need to focus on when you try to like adjust your style to someone else's style. And you
mm,
never know what they're working on either. So even though they have these videos of what they used to fight like, you don't know if they're evolving and they may fight way different the next fight. You know what I mean? And so
right.
you can't I don't like to base it fully on videos and research because a lot of the time fighters evolve. We're constantly evolving, especially if you really evaluate your fights and see what you can improve upon.
And that's a good outlook. You're absolutely correct. And your thoughts about the decision that was made. Do you have anything to say in regards to anyone who thought maybe you should not have won that fight?
No, I'm not upset. I mean, when I go into people's hometowns, it's a expectation usually for me to just be hometowned if it goes to decision, because a lot of the time it's that's what the whole fight is set up for, you know what I mean? So that the girl that's the hometown can get her win. But
Right.
I was so thankful that I was able to just put in enough work to make it go my way, because one judge called it for her, one judge called it for me, and then the other one had called, like, I think it was 3 rounds for me and one for her. So it was literally
Okay.
like a super close decision.
That's awesome. And you're right. I mean, sometimes the favoritism in the hometown, but that's good that you didn't let your nerves get the best of you. So I have to ask you, where are you from? You're not from
I'm
Houston.
actually from Albuquerque. I was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but I live in Denver right now.
Okay, where it's cold, right? It's super cold
It's a
up there,
little
huh?
cold, yeah. Today it was warmer than normal. It's actually really
Really?
sunny out. I
And
love
you know what's
it.
so crazy? When you came to Houston, did it even feel cold to you?
It did a little, but I
Did
think it's
it?
just the humidity. Like the moisture somehow makes it feel cold. I don't know.
We do have crazy humidity, but I some of my friends that's up there in the states where it gets cold, they come here and they're like, y'all complain too much. Like I wish like we got this weather.
Man, no, I love to be hot all the time. That's my favorite weather. Warm, warm, warm weather.
But sounds like you need to visit Miami.
Yes, I do. Need to get out of
I
town.
love their weather. Yes. So let me ask you this: what made you get into boxing? Who inspired you to do that?
Well, I guess I could say it was my coach Steve Mestis now. I didn't even box. I actually did MMA before I started boxing. I started MMA in 2013. I did it until like 2017 when I had my son. I took a break, and then my very first like fight back was a boxing match. And so after that, I just literally stayed in boxing.
Okay, so that's a
I
different
like,
take on it.
yeah,
MMA.
yeah, I did MMA first. So I started. Had my AMI record 2-4 as an MMA fighter, and 1-2 as a AMI boxer. So I mean, it was still a little shaky, but I do fight the best people. I mean, I really try to find good opponents because the only way I'm gonna get better is if I fight people that are good.
That's
So.
true. Absolutely. So with the MMA fighting, because I assume is the training similar to boxing, or is it like two different styles of fighting?
I mean, it's a little different because they have boxing days in MMA, but then they also have jujitsu days and kickboxing days, and then MMA days where you put everything together. And so, I mean, it is real different, but I think the only main difference with training, I guess, would be the styles that they train on each day and the rounds that they go in sparring. Like MMA rounds are long, 5 minutes usually, 3 5 minute rounds. And so boxing 2 minute rounds is like nothing compared to 5 minutes.
I bet. Jeez. And who are some of your influences as far as boxers? It could be, female, it could be a male.
Yeah. I really like to just watch everybody. Everybody has their own style and techniques that they can bring to the table. I mean, I like to mess around with that Ollie shuffle, you know. Ollie's always a really big inspiration to most boxers. And I like Manny Pacquiao. I like how he throws his feints, man. I really want to get good at feinting like he is.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Tapia just because I'm an Albuquerque fighter, so I gotta be repping that A town.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta rep the hometown.
Yeah.
And what are your short term goals as far as like what you would like to have happen in your boxing career? It's still early in the year, so the sky's the limits. What do
It
you
is. It really is the limit. I'm hoping that I can just keep winning. That's all I want to do. I want to
I
keep
like
winning.
that.
I want to stay focused on being in the gym and being prepared. I mean, I'm gonna have a couple cheat days this week, but I'm most likely just gonna get right back to dieting and training because I want to just stay as active as I can. I mean, I'm not gonna be upset if I lose. Losing is part of the game, you know, but I don't like to consider it losing. I like to consider it learning. I am always learning. You can always get better, always. Even if you win, you have to always evaluate your own self and see what you can do better. So
You
that's all. I just
preaching.
want to be better.
You sound like a great athlete as far as just even like you said, even in life when it comes to like being an athlete in sports. And I tell my kids this too. You also have to have a mentality. Like let's look at it as a a way to learn something new so you can better yourself the next time around. So that's an awesome attitude to have with you. So what are some of your hobbies outside of sports? Or are you just like all sports?
Lately it's been all sports, but
Okay.
sometimes when I get a chance, I really miss roller skating. I've been wanting to go roller skate for like the last month because I've just been in the gym, so I haven't gone for a while, but I'm gonna go roller skating this week. And I like to listen to audiobooks. I don't know. I can do that pretty much when I do anything. I can run. and listen to an audiobook. I can clean and listen to an audiobook. So, I mean, there's not a
Nice.
lot that I do. I'm kind of boring. I train, I take care of my kids. I go to, yeah, I go to work sometimes. I am a massage therapist and I work like 3 days a week. So that's always luxury.
Ah, yes. And train and a mom. So yeah, that's a lot, but you're doing a great job.
Thank
Um,
you.
you're welcome. What would you say is one important lesson that you've learned as your time been spent as a professional athlete?
That you really just have to be in the gym. You have to be. If you don't spend the time there, putting in the work, being there when you really don't want to fucking be there, then
Right.
you're gonna have a different mental perspective, like when you're prepared, you feel prepared. When you're not prepared, you feel unprepared. So when you know you
Mm,
put in the footwork in the gym, then you can feel prepared, and it's nice to feel like that. That's what I've understood and learned from this whole journey.
that's a good one. And what would you tell someone that's wanting to be a boxer, or I know there are a lot of young girls that looks up to you too, the youth. What would you say to them in regards to trying to even start a boxing career?
I would say just go for it and try to allocate as much time as you can to it. Like if you really, really want it, you have to, maybe sacrifice some things that you didn't think that you could. Like I was having trouble kind of getting in the gym as much as I wanted to because I had a job that required me to be in my job a lot. And so that's why I'm thankful for massage therapy. Like, even though I had to go to school and it took me a long time to get to school, in the end, I benefited from it because now I work 3 days a week and I can be in the gym every day.
Nice. So
So, I mean,
the payoff was great.
yeah, yeah. It was a hard build up. But I mean, the sacrifice is worth it. This is what I want to do. So, I mean, if it's really what you want to do, you have to make the time for it.
That's very true. And so how long do you usually schedule your fight? So you just had this fight Saturday. So
Yeah.
how long will of a stretch will it be before you plan in the next fight with the next opponent?
Um, I'm thinking that I might fight again in 3 to 4 weeks, but that's the fastest I've ever fought again after
Oh,
fighting. Um,
okay.
Usually I wait like 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
6 months, and it just depends. It's harder to find really small girls, and so that might be the only reason I'm gonna just hop on this one real quick
Okay.
because it's right there and it's keeping me active, you know what I mean? But I also don't want to jump into anything that's crazy. Like I like to see what their experience level is. Sometimes it's hard to see because not a lot of their amateur experience shows up online. You can really
Okay.
only see very recent like pro experience if they have any. But
Okay.
yeah, I forgot what I was even talking about. I don't know. I kind of went on a tangent about
It's
shit.
okay. And this will that fight, do you know where that fight will be
Oh,
at
how
yet?
soon I fight. Oh, the next fight that I fight at, it's gonna
Right.
be in Wyoming. I think March 5th, maybe, but it
Okay.
just depends because some people don't commit fully to, the idea right away. I don't know. I feel like people are like, yeah, I want to fight. And then whenever it's like 2 weeks away from the fights, they're like having second thoughts. And sometimes people pull out, you know what I mean? So I don't
Um,
get my hopes up until it's like the week of the fight. And then I'm like,
yeah.
okay, there's been no pullouts. I think they're ready. I'm ready. We're going to do this. Here we go.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why they would pull out though, but I
Some
I
people
know
do.
you said sometimes they do, they just do that.
Yeah. Yeah. If
And
they're
do you
not
have
prepared,
hmm?
I've pulled out before. I mean, I've had an injury, you know what I mean, from sparring. My shoulder got torn, so I
Oh,
couldn't compete because I had torn my shoulder. So I mean,
okay.
I understand if it happens, but
That's different.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself like when you have those injuries and those issues, is there a way to protect your body ahead of time from stuff like that? Like do you get massages and things like that for yourself?
I actually love to get massages. I do. I
Okay.
haven't gotten as many as I'd like. It'd be nice to get a massage every week, but sometimes that's actually kind of hard to maintain and schedule. But I do try to get a massage every now and again, and I like to use CBD cream. I put CBD all over my body. So
Mm.
that really heals the muscles and helps. And foam rollers are amazing. Stretching is amazing.
I
Yeah.
agree with the stretching for sure.
Yeah. As long as you stretch, I mean that's a lot of key recovery for your muscles because after you use them, they get real tense. You know, if you don't
Mm.
stretch them back out, they're gonna stay tense.
Mm. And that's yeah, you definitely don't want that.
Yeah,
Definitely. So
don't.
is there I'm the next time you come to Houston or in Texas, I have to be there. I mean,
Okay.
do you plan on trying to come back out here?
Of course, I'm trying to
I'm
go
just
anywhere and everywhere. I mean,
yes.
that's
I
the
would
whole.
love that. Like an
Yeah,
in-person interview.
that would be a lot cooler. Be
Yeah.
easier, less
Yeah.
distractions.
Right? No, but you know what? I really appreciate you for taking the time. I have to ask you this though. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Are you going for anyone?
I am not going for anyone. I actually don't watch football as much as I would like to. I
Mm-hmm.
used to watch football more. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of training. That's my life is consumed by the gym at this point.
I am not mad at you. That's the only way you're gonna keep that banging body.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
hopefully it's the only way I can keep my winning streak. So
Absolutely.
I did take
Absolutely.
two really hard losses before this win. I was so, so thankful to have this win. I lost
Mm-hmm.
to some pretty good fighters, one that was in a heavier weight class and then one that had a really big record. She was like 7-0 when and I was like 2-2.
Right. I mean, but like you
Or-
said, it's a learning lesson.
yeah, exactly. And she
Yeah.
was good.
So
I feel like that rubbed off on me, you know what I mean? I learned
hey,
from that.
and that's what you need. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you
Yeah.
said, that's amazing. Well, was there anything maybe that I left out? I tried to ask you like pretty much everybody wants to know what, boxers eat and what the training is like and how do you even, maintain the ability to work out and then you're also a mom. So that's pretty tough.
It does get tough. It does. I do sometimes feel like I'm not with my kids as much as I want to be, because I'm always at the gym. But I'm just gonna make sure that I plan to have days where I spend with my kids, focus on them, do what they want to do, be there with them.
Do they ever
Because,
see the fights? Do they ever get to
um,
see your fights in person, or do you watch? You show them on video after?
yeah, yeah. When I fight in town, they come. So they'll be
Okay.
there at the fights with me. So I like it better when they can come with me because then we can share in the experience of it. But it's harder when I'm traveling because, the promoter is the one paying for my travel and they're not going to pay for my kids' travel. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I understand that.
but
Wow.
it's okay. I just try to do my best. That's all anybody can do at this point.
Facts. And is there anything, any shout outs you like to give? Anything else you like to say?
Um, Shout out to Jiffy for an awesome fight
Yes.
because that was a really, really good experience for me. Shout out to Next Up for having me. That was a really fun promotion to be a part of. Um, Shout out to my mom always because if I didn't have my mom, I wouldn't even be here.
Right?
And shout out to my coaches because they always, always, always make sure they're there for me at gym. And yeah, I think that shout out to my manager, AT Boxing, AT Airtight Boxing. Man, I can't even talk.
Nice. Nice. Well, I just want to say thank you again, Randee, for allowing me to interview you because I know, I want to let you get some rest and I want to see this Super Bowl. But
Yeah, girl, get it.
I just really appreciate you, and I'll be supporting you. You'll be seeing me comment and anything you have going on. Even if I can't be there, I'll be sharing. But I just think that you are a badass, kick-ass female boss, and I had to interview you. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
You're a badass. You're a female boss over here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I
You're
love
welcome.
it.
You have a good one, babe.
Thank you. Bye.